We can think of a directive as a custom HTML element or attribute we use to power up and extend our HTML. We can build our own custom directives or use Angular's built-in directives. Previously in this module, we've seen how to build a component and use it as a custom directive. We used the PM Products directive to display our product list template. In addition to building our own custom directives, we can use Angular's built-in directives. The built-in Angular directives we'll look at are structural directives. A structural directive modifies the structure or layout of a view by adding, removing, or manipulating elements and their children. They help us to power up our HTML with if logic and for loops. Notice the asterisk in front of the directive name. That marks the directive as a structural directive. Let's look at ngIf first. ngIf is a structural directive that removes or recreates a portion of the DOM tree based on an expression. If the expression assigned to the ngIf evaluates to a false value, the element and its children are removed from the DOM. If the expression evaluates to a true value, a copy of the element and its children are reinserted into the DOM. For example, say we only wanted to show the HTML table if there are some products in a list of products. We use ngIf on the table element and set it to products.length. If the product list has a length, the table appears in the DOM. If not, the table element and all of its children are removed from the DOM. Let's give this a try. We are back in the sample application looking at the product list component and its template. We only want to display this table of products if there are some products to display. So the first thing we need is a property to hold the list of products. Where do we define that products property? In the components class, of course. We'll add a products property here. But what is the type of this property? Well, we want an array of product instances, but we don't currently have anything that defines what a product is. We'll have a better solution in a later module, but for now we'll just define products as an array of any. In TypeScript, we use any as the data type anytime we don't know or don't care what the specific data type is. We need to populate our array, but where do we get the data? In many cases, we would communicate with a back-end server to get this data. We'll look at how to do that later in this course. For now, we'll just hard code in a set of products. If you are coding along, consider copying a few of the products from the products.json file provided with the starter files under the API Products folder. With the products property in place, we're ready to use it in the HTML. We want to put it on the table element because that is the element we want to add or remove from the DOM. Type star ngIf equals, and then our expression enclosed in quotes. We only want to show the table if there is a list of products, and that list of products contains some elements. Let's see what this looks like in the browser. We see the table header, so we know our table is displayed. Let's try this. Let's comment out the product property assignment. Bring up the browser again, and we see that the table disappeared. Now if we uncomment out our table and look again at the browser, our table reappears. With ngIf, the associated element and its children are literally added or removed from the DOM. But notice that we still aren't populating the table with our products. Let's do that next.